Hello and welcome back to my channel. I hope we are live. As you can see, the cards are already on the table because I was doing this reading in my native language first. This is the reading for the 13th, sorry, the 13th of March 2021, which is today. It's the new moon day. So you may expand, in fact, this reading for more than only this day, because new moons tend to influence us in a more profound way and longer, up to 2 weeks, up to the next full moon. So new moon in Pisces. What are the cards? What is the energy for this lunation? We have the Magician, Four of Water, and the Chariot. So I think it's quite complex, and I think it doesn't really fit. I mean, those two major arcana are quite dynamic and masculine, whilst Four of Water is very much feminine and absolutely not dynamic. It's a stagnation card. So there are these different notions and different directions of energy here. So I think some kind of friction is present here. Perhaps it's not very conscious. It's some lurking underneath, but you may feel contradicting forces within you and in the outer world. When I see this sequence, I think this Four of Water is the key card here, because it creates some kind of bottom point of reference that is rather down than up. And of course, sometimes Four of Water is about emotional stability, but I don't think it's in this case. In this case, I rather think it's something that is too much. What is Four of Water? It's when the water is still, when it doesn't flow. Why it doesn't flow? Because it has no estuary. So it gathers and gathers and gathers, and sooner or later it will find a way out. But until it does, it's kind of still and stagnant and not dynamic. And I think we feel that there needs to be a way to pour these emotions. But I don't think the way we know is the right way. That's why we have the Magician as the first card, then Four of Water. So the way of Magician brings us to Four of Water, to stagnation. So all these tricks we do, all those wondrous things, the things we are familiar with, things in which we are rather beginners, because this is number one. The Magician is the beginner, a very prominent one, in fact, and stellar, but still a beginner. It's not enough. It's like this card is saying, what you present, for Four of Water is talking to the Magician, what you present is not enough for this situation. Look at me. I am filling up, but I'm not fulfilled. There need to be something else. There has to be another way. You know, your way is not enough, although you are a very beautiful sunflower. I would say even spectacular in some ways. That's not enough. Not enough for me. Okay, what is the way for me? I need to move the Chariot. We need to pull ourselves from this place of stagnation somehow with the chariot. It may be an opportunity passing by, the train we need to jump in to let go of this place of stagnation. There needs to be this turning point where the water starts to pour out of the dead marshes, right? So the chariot is the answer here. A new way of expression, a new way of moving energy. So I think that there is this need to find this new way, but perhaps we don't know how. And it may be difficult to get yourself out of this down place, of this hole in the ground. That's why I positioned the cards like that. We start from a fairly leveled position, then we move down. 4 of water, it's down. And the chariot is even more up. So you need to jump out somehow. That's why I think opportunities are so important here, to be very aware of opportunities coming. Okay? So that's the energy for the new moon. And as always with lunations, I pulled out additional cards for each sign of zodiac. So we start with Pisces. Pisces have 10 of swords, and 10 of swords is about ending things. Perhaps you need to say no to something and to really finish the way of thinking, the way of proceeding, the way of perceiving things in order to move forward. This may be quite painful. You may feel disappointed in some way. But with the 10, there is always a new beginning just around the corner. So be prepared for this. Aries, Prince of Swords, very powerful and aggressive energy. So I think you will look for new ways of expression and new ways of pouring out emotions in an unpredicted, perhaps even chaotic way. This adds oxygen to your fire. So be careful with this energy. I think you have a lot of it. Taurus, I think this is quite a similar energy here. Knight of Wands, which is King of Wands in RWS system. There is really fiery power here, and you know how to use it, you know how to maintain it. So you can be successful in finding new ways. I would be very careful with my egoistic needs and my desires, that especially the desires I'm not fully aware of, because they can lead you in a very unexpected direction with the chariot. Gemini, beautiful Page of Cups. Page of Cups is always happy with a solution, so I think you will be happy with the solution, and it can even make you feel enthusiastic. There's always some kind of surprise with this card, but whatever surprises you, it's nice. So I think this new way of expressing may be a nice surprise for you. Then we have Cancer. In Cancer you have 5 of Wands, which is really, really lively card. It's full of friction, and it's full of different points of view and different interests and different needs. It may be internal and external, and you may be very urged to move out of this stagnant place with 4 of water, but you may not be sure of the direction, or you may try to move out in many directions at once. So I don't know if it's gonna be efficient, but it's still worth a try. I like 5 of Wands because it's the energy of life itself, I think. this notion to get out of the place you don't want to be with, no matter what, no matter the cost, no matter the opinions of others. So you may find this very urgent to move out from the place of your position of the moon. This is funny. Four of water is moon in Cancer, so there may be something that is really pulling you down, and perhaps very much in your nature, that you want to fight with, that you want to abandon or leave behind. Then we have Leo, and Leo has beautiful card, the star. And the star is very much about the guiding light. So I think for Leos, it may be quite easy to find the right direction out of this. You may see what you have to do, what you want to do, and what, by the way, is your purpose, greater purpose. What is your life's purpose? What is your soul's journey purpose? This will guide you out of any stagnation that you find in your life. Then we have Virgo, and Virgo has a very different energy. It's the Tower, and this is depicted here as the maze, Escher's labyrinth, or Escher's esprit d'escalier. So you may think you go in one direction, and in fact you may find yourself in a very different place than you expected. This is unexpected, definitely. Tower is always about surprise. Very often not very pleasant surprise, because this is not what you wanted, this is not what you planned. And it always catches you by surprise, the Tower. So be prepared for this, and be prepared to use this. A very powerful energy, Martian energy, so it's connected with expansion, to free yourself from something, perhaps, and to establish the grounds for new way of proceeding, new way of thinking, new way of understanding yourself. Then we have Libra. Libra, you have 9 of Pentacles. This is the most grounded and but still I would say even lazy in this situation, energy. Like this person, look at her. What do you want from me? I don't want to move from here. Leave me alone. I'm happy here. I have everything I need. So perhaps you are not very eager to jump on this train. Perhaps you're quite fine with the Four of Water. Because, as I said, it sometimes is stability, not stagnation. If you are hearing my dog, I'm sorry, I don't know what he wants, but he's definitely unhappy with something. Elmo, what's wrong? Yeah, he's not sure. He sends his regards. So that's you, Libra. You may not be very happy to move. I'm sorry. Okay, now Scorpio, you have Fortune, which is the Wheel of Fortune. You are quite the opposite than Libra. You know that the change is coming, and you see the opportunity to jump on your train and to move out of the situation that is disappointing for you. Something changes for the better to you. Exactly the same card, Capricorn, the wheel. You knew it's going to come, and now you see it coming, and now you're going to use it. Because this is a very natural card, like the seasons of the year. You know that after the winter comes spring, and you can plan according to this. And so you planned, and now the opportunity comes, and you use it. So this is very, very nice energy for both Capricorns and Scorpios. What about Sagittarius? Sagittarius has the 4, which is, again, the marking of something ending and something new beginning, right? Like the 10s here, 10, 10, and 10 here. The Tower is also a change, so something needs to change here. And you are very eager to start a new chapter in your life, in your thinking, in whatever the case. But it's not the same as with the Fortune, because the Fool doesn't plan it, really. There's no plan here. It's just pure need to begin something new and to risk. There is the element of risk here, but there's also great joy. So don't think too much and just use, if the Chariot is coming by, just use it for your greatest good. Okay? And lastly, we have Aquarius. Aquarius, always very original. Also here, you have the Hermit, which is another major arcana card, but it's quite different from all the other energies here. As you have seen, Leo has the Star. You, on the opposite side, you have the Hermit. These are different lights. The Star is the outer light, the light from without, from the sky, from the divine. You are looking for light within. So there are questions that you need to ask yourself, and there are answers that you need to find within yourself. And this is a good time to do it. And probably this is going to allow you to leave the place of stagnation and disappointment. All right? That's how I see it. I hope it resonates, and I hope you find it useful for you. I wish you a wonderful day, wonderful 2 weeks, and I hope I see you in the next reading. I think it's going to be today or tomorrow in the morning. Until then, have a great time. Bye-bye.